All right, the New Orleans Saints are going to be wheels up to Seattle, the Pacific Northwest, tonight. Here on Thursday night, they'll practice in Seattle on Friday, kind of trying to get acclimated to the time zone change. So they'll practice in Seattle on Friday, and then obviously they'll have their walkthrough Saturday, and then play the game against the Seahawks Sunday, 3:05 Central Time, 1:05 local time there in Seattle. So before the Saints take off, though, we've not yet gotten the official injury report, but the Saints are just finishing practice, so we do have the attendance report. And unfortunately for New Orleans, there's not much that has changed. So this is up right now at louisianasports.net, and Chase Young did miss practice again here on Thursday. So it really begs the question, if Chase Young doesn't play this week, and it's trending that direction, right? Typically, if you're not at least a limited participant, like on the field doing football adjacent things by Friday, then it's unlikely that you're going to be able to play. So it'll be fascinating to see, does Chase Young even get on the plane to the Pacific Northwest, or does he stay here and continue to rehab that injured calf? But remember, there's IR rules in the NFL, injured reserve, where you can go on short-term IR. Now, if you go on short-term IR, you have to miss 4 games. Before you can open up the 21-day window to return. So if Chase Young misses this week and next week at Buffalo, it will beg the question, why didn't you put him on short-term IR and open up that roster spot for someone else? That would be a discouraging mismanagement of the roster if you don't have Young Sunday against Seattle or next week in Buffalo. But again, time still to determine how that may all play out, but something worth watching. But as of right now, Chase Young still absent, not practicing for New Orleans as they get ready for Seattle. On the other side, however, the other player that was absent on Thursday was Taliesin Fuaga. That is also very disappointing. Look, Fuaga was limited throughout the week last week with the knee injury. They got him prepped, got him ready to go, and he played. Not only did he play, he was the Saints' highest-graded offensive lineman on PFF. He was the highest-graded run-blocking lineman on PFF, which is really impressive considering he played with a bum knee. Well, now it's not just a knee. He was also listed on Wednesday's injury report with a knee and a back. Kellen Moore was asked after Wednesday's practice about Taliesin Fuaga, about the back injury and when that started.
Yeah, it's just something that came up. Yeah, it's just something to try and get ahead of. And so there's just some maintenance stuff for Tali as we go through this process. And so, he's doing everything he can, and just like last week.
Look, Taliesin Fuaga battled through it last week, and he followed the path that you typically expect a veteran to take, and he's only in the second year. You spend the week rehabbing, getting ready to be able to get your body ready to play on Sunday. You give it your all on Sunday, and then you go through that process again. It's grueling. It's the life of an NFL player. These guys don't need to hear me say that. They live it, but it's just for your information. Like, I'm more confident in Taliesin Fuaga being able to go, but there is some circumstantial evidence that calls that into question we'll get to here in just a quick second. Now, Dylan Radins also did not practice on Thursday. Remember, Trevor Penning has been out, and he was replaced at left guard by Dylan Radins. Well, Radins started the first 2 games, and now he's been out this week with a toe. Dylan Radins has a toe, replacing Penning, who has also been out with a toe. So there's a toe epidemic there at the left guard spot right now for the New Orleans Saints. The maybe silver lining is that Penning was back at practice again on Thursday. So we do not know yet the injury designation. Was he a limited participant or a full participant? He was limited on Wednesday. So we'll wait for the injury report to see if he was limited or full, but he was out there. He was participating. And Penning, when he met with reporters after practice on Wednesday, talked about what he needs to do to be able to get out there and play on Sunday.
Really just, kind of how it feels, planting and stuff, and being able to do what I need to do, and just have power through it and use it to really do football stuff. So, it's just got to feel good to go. So.
Fascinating conversation there with Trevor Penning, who was trying to lay out what he needs to do, just feel okay to do football stuff. Here's hoping he gets there. The more interesting thing was when Kellen Moore was asked, when Penning is healthy and returns, is he immediately your starter at left guard?
Yeah, we anticipate him going when healthy, he's ready to go. I thought he did a phenomenal job all offseason, and we'll see how everything progresses.
Okay. Now, that is a nice vote of confidence for Trevor Penning. As we all know, he's been much maligned. He was a first-round pick. He missed much of his rookie season. He was an abject disaster at left tackle in year 2. Last year, he was better at right tackle than he was at left, but still not good. Now moving to guard feels like a more natural thing for him. Put him in a phone booth, protect him from being on the edge, let him go move bodies in the run game, which he, in theory, should be pretty good at when he's ready to roll. So we're all waiting to see that in the game, and hopefully that happens this weekend. But for Kellen Moore, that decision's made much easier because Dylan Radins is hurt. You don't have any options. And this is an offensive line that unfortunately has just been battered through camp and now in the early going of this season. Remember, you lost Will Clapp in the first preseason game for the year. You've also lost Nick Saldiveri to injured reserve for the year. So that's 2 reserve offensive linemen that are gone. Now Dylan Radins isn't practicing. Penning hasn't played the first 2 games, although he's trending toward coming back. We just talked about Taliesin Fuaga, who's still battling that knee injury and now a back injury. We'll see if he's ready to go. I guess the point being that Kellen Moore doesn't really have a great option. If Trevor Penning's healthy, he's able to play. He's got to go because you're already limited really on your numbers. And the Saints did, as a matter of fact, on Wednesday, add a couple of linemen to the practice squad. And look, these are down the line guys, not necessarily guys that you'd be really counting on. But Satao Laumea and Williams Sherman were both added to the practice squad. Now, Laumea is a tackle and Sherman is a guard. Obviously, those are insurance policies in the event that Penning, Radins, Fuaga can't go, and you need someone quickly that you can sign from your practice squad that's been with you this week, at least in a couple of practices, that can give it a go. So you're not talking about super experienced guys, but both were former draft picks. Laumea was a 2024 6th-round pick, and Sherman was a 2021 6th-round pick. Laumea with the Seahawks, team Saints are playing this week, and then Sherman with the Patriots, and then the Broncos now before coming to New Orleans. So the offensive line was a mash unit a year ago. It was tough to watch as that all continued to play out, and not a great start this year, at least with your depth. And it's one of the things with the Saints team we've talked a lot about. There are spots on this roster where your starters are good. They're good NFL starters. What you really lack is any type of quality depth. There's just a massive drop-off when you get past your starters, and you're seeing that a little bit already. So when we have the latest info, we'll share it with you. But the Saints look to be potentially shorthanded on the offensive line, potentially down a couple of starters, and then Chase Young not looking good as of right now as well. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact, and be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.